Okay guys, I'm gonna come out in the shop here because I got this 773 in here. It's a little rusty, but it's a good running machine. This was all rusty in here, so I replaced all this metal. I haven't put the controls back in because I don't want them sticking up while I go in there. Now this machine, when you start it up, it creeps. As soon as you start it, it wants to drive forward and to the right. So that means that right side over there needs adjusting. So what I'm going to do is put you in this cool camera mount here, and I'm going to go in there and show you how that works. So hold on a minute. Okay, now you guys are in there. I'm going to come join you. Okay, what I got to do is, this is not really hard to do. I hope you can see it okay. Yeah, I think you can see the bolts. But as you move forward, this one pulls forward, which pushes your neutral out, which pushes this whole plate over, okay? These screws here are your adjusters. You just loosen them screws up and you can adjust it, but you have to keep it tight in there. I hope I can get on there with my socket. You gotta go like this, you loosen them up, and now you'll see, once I get them both, that you can move this more freely. Okay, so we've got them loose. I hope you can see this okay. And now those move. See, now I have movement here. So to go backwards a little bit, this one had to go in, but you want to keep these pretty tight against your pushers. So that's all there is to it. To adjust it, you just loosen them up and they slide, and then you tighten them up. Now, okay, we are at it again. I'm going to get back in here, and I'm going to put a wrench on that. That's a smart idea. I thought it was, it's been a while since I've done this, but I thought it was welded nut, which really it should be, I think. But anyway, we're going to get this off of here first. There you go. Okay, now, this one bolt comes out with this spring and everything, and then the whole unit comes right off. There's a bushing in here, which was a little loose. I'll show you in a minute. And now this whole plate just comes right out of there. Okay, now I'm going to aim you down a little bit more so we can see this. Okay, this is what came out of the bobcat. It was sitting in there like this. These are your adjustments for neutral. I should just, I'm just going to take these right out and flip all this over in a minute, and I'll show you why. Okay, we have to get the impact out of it. Good. This is probably why I thought the other one was a welded nut or something, because these are threaded in there. Now these bolts hold your neutral blocks in. Okay, and that big spring and bushing setup pushes this back into neutral. It's got a bushing inside of it, and I'm going to clean that out a little too. But here is a problem. They get big gouges in them, and they get stuck there. You want to come out smoothly. Ooh, these have already been flipped over once. See that? This side's worse though. And the reason is because them bearings inside go bad. So we're gonna flip these anyway, clean this and put it back together. And then, oh here, I'll show you from the bottom. Okay, like I said, these are adjustable. This is how you get your neutral. I'm adjusting these around. That one's a little sticky, but they do adjust, and that's how you get each side into neutral. So I'm going to face the best side in again, like that. And we'll have it. Okay, I'll set you back up again in a minute. Okay, now I brought you back. Now this thing, it sets back in there and then slides on. Okay, now you'll notice that your side that slides in first is the one you adjust first. The reason being, it's only got one slider. The other one is solid. It's only got one slider. So that's your master. You want to adjust that side first, which is your left side. And then your other one, see, this one sets the stoppers for both sides. So it's only adjustable on one side. And then the other one is fully adjustable, both sides. So this one, your right side, you adjust last. Now, I'm not going to put this in. Okay, so we're back. Now, I have cleaned everything up in there, and I've greased the pins in there. And I just got to install this top plate that pushes it back into neutral, which I have also cleaned and greased because I found out in there they aren't bearings, they're bushings. On some models they have bearings, but this one has bushings. So I didn't have to get them loosened up. So we got to put this plate back in there and get this done, I guess, huh? Oop. It just kind of slides in there on the pins once I get them lined up. Okay, that one's down too low, and we're in there. Just like that. So then, like I said, you adjust these around till one side is in neutral, and then you go over to the other side and adjust that in till it's neutral. So I cleaned up and put a little grease on the spring, and we're going to attempt to put that back in here. Oh, and while I was in there, and you should also make sure your linkage is tight to the transmission shaft also. It's just a 14 millimeter, just like most everything on this. All these top bolts are 14 millimeter. Everything's 14 millimeter. Okay, so we got that in. It doesn't take much pressure to get that bolt back in there. Like I said, when it came out, it didn't go boing on me, you know. It didn't go flying and kill anybody. So it doesn't have super tension on it. Okay. Okay. Let's get this all tightened up here. Okay. That's that. Now we can adjust linkages. Like I said, now you can see it's moving nice and freely. Got it all greased and nice. Now you see them pivots move, them bolts. Now once I get it started up, I pivot that until it's into neutral, and we're good. So I got to figure out how to set you up so you can see it and the wheel turn. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll see. I'll try. Okay, now here we go. There we have it. No more creeping. I hope it wasn't too much of my butt in the show, but I do my best.